is now a good time to still buy a house? And also on the flip side, that is now a good time to be selling a home. It's Mike Novak from the Novak Real Estate team, part of Real Brokerage. And today I'm bringing you our August market report data. And I'm going to share with you all of the insights on the different data points that I track every month for you. And then I'm going to interpret this data at the end of the video for you to tell you exactly what it means and the shifts we're seeing that could impact you as a buyer, as a seller, or just a homeowner tracking your value. So first of all, let's jump right into the most important number, and that is where's pricing at right now. We're at $844,000 on the average price point for residential real estate in Snohomish County. This is an increase of 14% from last year. So it's no longer 20, 22, 23%, but it's still a strong increase from the same time. So we'll talk about that here in just a minute, where I think that's going to go next. New listings are down 4%, so there's less new listings coming on the market than what there was. I think some sellers have just pulled back and decided maybe now is not the time they want to sell. They want to wait a little bit longer for whatever reason, which we'll talk about that as well. Homes for sale. This is a big stat, guys. Up 118%. There's a lot more houses that are sitting there on the market, which for buyers, that means opportunity. For sellers, it means competition. Days on market. How long does it take to sell a house from when it comes on the market to when it goes under contract? Well, the average is about 15 days right now, so right around 2 weeks. That's an increase of about 87% from the same time last year, so it's taking quite a bit longer, but it's still historically very short, so just keep that in mind. Everything is a matter of perspective. If you look at the last 2 years, that has not been a normal market in any way, shape, or form. And if you look at a lot of these data points, these are really strong data points historically speaking. Months of supply. So how long would it take to sell every house that is on the market right now if no other homes came on? We have 1.9 months of inventory supply. The same time last year, we had about 0.8. So it's up about 137%. Remember, I tell you this every single month. It takes about a 6-month inventory supply of houses to have a neutral or a balanced market, meaning it's not in favor of the buyer or the seller. It's just right in the middle. It's balanced. And so we still have a very low inventory, but it's not nearly as low as it was at this time 1 year ago. List price to sale price ratio. So are homes selling above list, at list, or below list? Well, they're selling almost exactly at list price, 100.2%. And that's down about 6.5% from this time last year, which is great for you as a buyer. As a seller, that tells you that getting multiple offers is probably not going to happen anymore. You need to price your home at a number that you're going to be comfortable with, and that makes financial sense for you. That strategy of listing a little bit lower, knowing it's going to get driven up by multiple offers, isn't really happening right now. So let's unpack this for you as a buyer first. I get asked this question every day right now: is now a good time to buy? And now is an amazing time to buy. It's the best time to buy that we've seen in the last 2.5 years. The rates are up a little bit, but the price is much, much better. We're not seeing $150,000 over list price. We're not seeing the buyer have to take the appraisal risk from the seller. We're not seeing having to offer 6 or 7 times before you get an offer accepted. You can do a home inspection again. Now is an amazing opportunity to buy a house because of those things. You can go out, you can look at multiple homes that fit what you're looking for. You can put an offer on the one that you like, and if it's a relatively decent offer, more than likely that offer is going to get accepted. So this is an amazing opportunity. If you've been thinking about buying in the last couple of years, this is the best chance you've had, and prices probably are not going to go down from where they're at right now. I always tell people you can refinance the rate on your mortgage, but you cannot refinance the price you pay for the house. And I just shared with you that prices are up 14% year over year. So if they go up another 14%, would you be priced out of the market? You would certainly be paying a lot more for the house. What if rates drop? If rates go from, say they're at 5.5 today, just to throw a number out there, what if they drop to 4.5 next year? Well, you could refinance your mortgage. There's no penalty to do that, and you would drop your payment right then and there, but you would have had the benefit of the price you paid today. So keep that in mind. The other thing to mention for buyers, it is so important that you follow a proven process when you're a buyer. It is not a proven process just to go randomly look at houses and not take the time to sit down and go over the whole process from start to finish, help you get pre-approved, really microanalyze on what you need in your property, and then make sure you also understand what's happening in the market. You have to slow down before you speed up as a buyer, even in our current market right now. It is irresponsible to be a home buyer that does not sit down with their agent for half an hour, 40 minutes, and get a game plan together before you start looking to buy a home. So make sure you do that. That one thing, if you just do that one thing that I tell you to do, your home buying experience will be so much smoother. As sellers, what does all this mean for you? Well, it means there's a lot more competition to your house. So, gone are the days where there's just one or two listings that match your price point and area. There's probably 10 now or 20 that people are going to look at. So just keep that in mind. It's going to take your house longer to sell. If you're getting 3 showings a week or more at normal price points, that tells you your price is probably okay. If it's lower than that, like if you're getting 1 showing a week, you maybe have a pricing or a presentation issue that you should look at. So take a look at that, but 3 is like the gold benchmark for me to know that we hit the price right. And if you're getting 3 showings a week, it's just a matter of time till you get an offer on your home. When you go to price your listing in the beginning, I would encourage you not to look at that short spike that we experienced in the springtime where it was out of control, but instead to look back at November, December of last year, and then apply a reasonable appreciation to that, because that emotional panic that drove up the market in March and April is gone, right? And the market, it went like this. And then now it's kind of flattened. But if you draw a line, it just kind of goes right through that big spike that we saw. So you have to throw out what happened in March and April this year, because it was not really driven by logic. It was driven by emotion, and it's no longer happening in the market. So look at pricing in November, December last year, and then apply a reasonable rate of appreciation to that number, and look at comps that sold at that period of time, and you should have a pretty good idea of how to price your home. Also look at the competition, the other homes that are listed that are similar to yours right now, and make sure you position yours accordingly, making sure there's some value there for a buyer. As a seller, some sellers are having to give up closing costs right now, so make sure that you plan for that. If that is something that comes up on selling your home, that's just a product of the market softening. For buyers, it's a great opportunity. So I hope that is helpful. I know it's a long video, there's a lot of information to share with you. If you've got questions about it, of course, reach out to me. I would love to be a resource for you.